Hi, this is to look at the question of generating parentheses, giving input of um, an integer to for generating pair for generating for asking pair of parentheses and get a function of all combinations. This is a typical question of backtrace, and when we're doing backtrace, we want to do recursive calls. That's that first pass, that first search on the depth first. When we starting, we know there's input of n parentheses that we can defining n as n pair of n pair of opening. Like for example, if n equals to 3, we'll have 3 opening as well as 3 closing parentheses. So on the 3 opening, we're gonna go that first search as we give in a first opening and try to see if the first opening has been given, what is alternative pass. And of course, in that case, we want to matching another closing parenthesis that is a available option, but also the function can go with another opening as well. Ideally, we want to go through that first search to go through all the openings, and as long as the opening is shorter than the n, then we can start looping through and keep calling this that first search. But this is our part of if opening is smaller than n, we keep bumping up the opening brackets numbers, and we keep adding up the opening brackets as outcome. And I guess the exit point of this recursive call would be checking on answers. When the opening equals to n, closing equals to n, we will make sure this is a valid result now. And with this valid result, we're adding that back into the answer. And if it is not a valid answer, which means the opening is larger, the opening is exceeding the n, we exiting that straight away. We're promising it. We're promising this branch. Also, the closing can be larger, which we're promising it. And if by any chance opening is smaller than closing, which means we have adding more closing brackets than opening, that means it is definitely invalid as well. We can short circuits and returning this straight away. With this valid, we can directly add it back because we have used all the open and close it. By each of the step, we're making sure it is a valid strings that we're adding into. And of course, when the opening has all been added, we want to make sure when hitting the functions again that this would pass, would this would pass. This would not. This will pass because the close is not equals to n yet, and when n is not smaller than n, when open is not smaller than n, it's equals to n now, then we have the chance to adding up closing brackets. So this closing brackets as long smaller than n, we can keep the same opening and adding up more numbers into it as closing 1, 2, 3, 4, and at this point, each of the closings still smaller than the opening. So we'll try to go with the first case in here. As we can see, the first case will be returned as how we're looking at the response. After giving a check, this works, and we can do a quick submission and validate if this finally works. Okay, this works. So that's end of my walkthrough on this problem.